Hello everybody, this is Kyle Tomson with Tomson Burnham Real Estate. I'm a real estate agent in Salem, Oregon, here in the heart of the Willamette Valley. And today I'm going to take you on a tour of one of my favorite historic neighborhoods in Salem, Bush Park. This neighborhood is adjacent to the Bush Pasture Park, one of the largest parks in Salem, and it features full canopy streets, beautifully maintained historic homes, and easy access to downtown Salem. So stay tuned. So Bush Park neighborhood is located just to the south of Bush Pasture Park, Salem's second largest park. At 95 acres, this park has a lot of recreational amenities, which we're going to be talking about in just a little bit, but it also has a lot of history. For its first century of existence, this lot was privately held. A gentleman named Ashel Bush moved to Salem in 1853, and that was just a few years after the city was founded, and purchased the site, which at the time was an oak savanna that was on the southern edge of the Salem metro area. In 1877, he began construction on the house that's directly behind me, and he, a few years after that, built a conservatory for his two young daughters. Now, he lived in this house for the rest of his life. And then in 1917, the Bush family donated the eastern half of the property to the city of Salem to become a community park. In 1944, the city attempted to pass a bond for $175,000 to not only buy the property, but put a big road right through the middle of it. All these trees were getting in the way of progress. Luckily, that bond failed, but in 1953, exactly 1 century after Ashel Bush had purchased the property, Ashel Bush III, the last surviving heir of the Bush family, passed away, and so the whole property passed to the city of Salem. And at that time, they decided to add it to the existing community park to give us the park as we know it today. Now, when the city acquired the home and the conservatory, they were in pretty rough shape, and so both of the structures have gone through some pretty extensive renovations over the years, and today the original house serves as a museum, and the conservatory is the oldest standing conservatory west of the Mississippi. Right along the house here, there's a large rose garden, and one of the original barns is actually an art studio that is used for art classes throughout the year. Now, on the recreational side, Bush Park has a lot to offer. It has miles of trails crisscrossing throughout the park. So many miles that the local high school system has a cross-country meet which attracts athletes from all over the state. It has picnic tables, it has a baseball field, lit tennis courts, an amphitheater, 2 grassy areas, 3 playgrounds, and a soapbox derby track which hosts one of the largest soapbox derby races in the state. Now, as you can imagine, this park also hosts several festivals throughout the year, the most notable being the Salem Art Fair. For 3 days every July, hundreds of artists from all over the world and thousands of residents descend on Bush Park for the Salem Art Fair. And there is no finer collection of high quality, unique, custom-made art that you can find anywhere. Literally in my own house, nearly every piece of art that I have purchased over the last 20 years has come from the Salem Art Fair. You will find no better place to find any kind of art that you desire. Now, like most historic neighborhoods, there is a wide variety of architectural styles, home sizes, and amenities in Bush Park. Now, part of this neighborhood is part of a historic district for the city of Salem, and there is a smattering of homes that are on the National Register of Historic Places. You're going to find Cape Cods, Victorians, French country, arts and crafts, and bungalows throughout this neighborhood. And the bungalows in particular, there's a lot of them. There's over 40 of them in this neighborhood. And along High Street, which is on the western edge of the park, the homes have been so beautifully restored that that collection of bungalow homes is considered one of the finest in the state of Oregon. Now, most of the homes were built in the 1920s to the 1950s. Now, there are a few exceptions because, well, they started building homes here in the 1870s, but most were built in that 30-year window. And the homes here are of modest size compared to some of our other historic districts. Most of the homes are between 600 square feet and 2,000 square feet. There are some exceptions. There are some homes that are over 4,000 square feet, but most of them are on the smaller size. Now, as the bird flies, Bush Park is a pretty big neighborhood. Usually between 35 and 40 homes come up for sale every year. So there's quite a bit of turnaround. But this year, in 2023, we have a lot less inventory coming on the market, probably going to be closer to 25. Now, as you can see, most of the homes in here have been beautifully maintained, and actually a pretty large percentage of them have gone through extensive renovations. Now, it's pretty hard to find in Bush Park homes that have knob and tube wiring, clay sewer lines, or pier and post foundations, as was common during the era when these homes were built. Now, as a result of this neighborhood being pristine, and its proximity to the Bush Pasture Park, its easy commute to Salem and other amenities, home prices in Bush Park have gone up substantially over the last several years. You know, even the very few 600 square foot, 1-bedroom, 1-bath fixers will go for over $200,000, and a fixed up 2-bedroom, 1-bath, it'll be well in the $300,000s, with some of the larger homes in the mid 2,000 square feet going for over $700,000, and everything in between. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Bush Park. If you liked what you saw today, click that subscribe button you see on your screen, and you'll be alerted when my next video goes live. See you next time.